minimizing charisma, maximizing intelligence, shooting someone in the crotch with a cannonball, thrust, propulsion. It's science-y.
Why you always gotta be blowing my spot up like that? There are my runes. There they are. I'm not mad. Science needs art and art needs science. They both need each other to function properly.
There are ways to figure out what the paper is really saying.
And then I'm ready to get on Twitter and yell at people about doing their own research on...
Oh, hold on there, sports fan.
Kyle Hill, everybody! He's the next generation of science communicator. I'm gonna be too old at a certain point to do those terrible things to my body, and it'll be up to you.
He's got like a lion's mane. This guy's amazing. Kyle Hill.
I'm Boo Rambo.
The universe is indifferent to you. Whether or not you have amazing hair, the universe doesn't care.
How are trees pushing past this pressure limit? Ah! Behold, my balls. Now we're getting somewhere, but I still don't think it's worthy of G.R.R. Martin's suspender.
I'm totally right? Post up photos of my frickin' hair? Is that what you want?
Yes, I'm here. No, what? Yes, hello, Prime Minister of Japan. Yeah, what can I do you for? I'm what? What do you mean I'm banned for life from Japan? Well, yeah, I made a couple videos, but I was just trying to tell it like it is. I was highly critical of the initial response to the nuclear thing. I mean, wouldn't you rather be correct than save face? Yeah, no, I went all in. Look, can you see me? Look, you can't see it right now, and I'm not going to show anyone else in chat or anything, but I got a full bicep wrap of a cherry blossom tattooed on my body to signify that trip. Yeah, I mean, how expensive is laser removal? I mean, yeah, I could... Kevin, get the laser. No, not that one. The one for skin that turns your tattoos into poop. Yeah, tattoos turn into poop. Yeah, no, actually, so what a laser does, the metal particles inside of tattoo ink are too big to be broken down by your cells, and they're also too big to be taken away by your white blood cells and phagocytes and that kind of thing. So what a laser does, excuse me, I'm talking, Prime Minister. So what a laser does is it differentially heats one side very quickly, those particles, and they break apart, they become smaller, and they're taken into your lymphatic system, and eventually you poop them out. What's that? Oh, you're the Prime Minister of Japan, Ohio. I was way off. Hey, chat. Welcome to the facility. Chat, welcome. Happy to have everybody here. As you can see, I'm fully entering my Science Daddy phase. Happy to have everyone here. Happy to have Chompy moderating the chat. All the regulars, all the facility gamers who already know everything I'm about to say. Daniel Benton, Fairy, Nonaku, Dark Jester, it's been a while. Mercenary, Chris, Riley, of course, Liquid Flames, Paul, Morgan, Captain Dagon, who made today's thumbnail. Welcome. Sector C, Newbie, soon to be an old bee. Captain Wrecked with the 5 already. Look at that. Look at it already. It's right there. Thank you for saying the truth about Fukushima and Chernobyl. Love you, Kyle. Did you see the wind farm pile collapse this week? No, I did not. I'll have to check it out. Chat, welcome. Welcome to A Scientist Plays Fallout 4. My hair had a somewhat preventable invisibility liquid accident. Don't worry about it. Chat, welcome to A Scientist Plays Fallout 4, where it is our mission to educate, entertain, explain, and game the 4 major food groups. I'm your host, Kyle Man. What I do for my day job is I try to give you some of the nerdiest, most digestible science food there is out there, where you can learn from everything about anything. Everything from One Punch Man to Fukushima. But, you know, near the weekends, maybe on a Monday, maybe on a I don't have a schedule, we like to game. This is our 8th Fallout session. It's turned out to be a banger session. The most science times of any session we've ever done. We are up to 257 science times. 37 last session. I believe this session will be no different because we have a special goal today, and that's to restart a nuclear fusion reactor inside of the Institute. I'm sure there'll be a lot of science to talk about there. Heyo, this is my first stream. Love your videos. So happy to be finally catching one of your live streams, says Nora Lynn. Get in here, Nora. Is this the game about nukes? This is Cyan Dog. Yeah. Gwen, thanks for being here. Did I actually get a tattoo on my body? Maybe. Maybe. Who could say? A lot of newbies in the chat. If you want to join, if you see all those badges in there, you can become a member of the gaming channel by clicking that button somewhere around here. You can also become, or you don't even have to, because one of our new, most generous members, Athos Kronos, God of Time, and gifted subs, gifting another 10 subs like they did last time. Thank you. Look at all these new membies. Everyone, please spam your favorite emoji now that you're a member. Thank you, Kronos. God of gifted, God of generosity. He actually read it. I wasn't expecting that. There's not that many of you in here. Anyway, chat. The other way to support the facility, help me fix that blinking light. And this fan is so slow, there's no airflow in here. Yeah. It's patreon.com/Kyle Hill, where you can join our private Discord, see videos early, get private members only live streams with me, where I might have a few and then talk to you. But for those of you who haven't joined, don't know what the heck I'm talking about, that's fine, because I will show you. I have a large facility in which I do science, but I also have a part of that thing that I said where I play video games. Chat, welcome. What we're playing, Fallout 4, what you're saying, 275-inch monitors. That's so wide. 75-inch TVs are only like $1,000 these days, or less. Get one. It's like a couch. You spend so much time with it, why not? Gamer chairs behind me, PS6 behind me. That's what we'll be playing on today. In front of me, two 27-inch curved OLED monitors. Can't even get them. Actually, two different images, not a continuous image, because I can split my eye muscles, much like a Jackson's chameleon. I almost bought it. I saw a chameleon plushie. It looked like a chameleon squishmallow. I almost bought it yesterday, or whenever yesterday. Was that yesterday? When I was out with Aria, good news. She is on the mend. Where's the magic wing of the facility? Says Daniel Benton. I'm working on that. I might, let's see. I'm having some conversations with, I don't know, people like, I don't know, Day 9, whatever. Gwen, Patreon is for everything me related, but it is mostly the science stuff. All the gaming stuff is contained here inside of the gaming wing. Of course, you can see here Eileen Kenny Breen, one of my favorite names to say, and one of my favorite people because they're gifting 5 memberships. Speaking of gifting today, chat, I have something written down here on my sheet of papes. Thank you again, Eileen and Kronos. You don't have to do that, but I appreciate when you do. You know how I like to play connections and do little puzzles every day with you guys? I was thinking now, let's game a, oh my gosh. Captain Wrecked coming in with the 20 gifted membies. Everyone is going to be a member by the end of today. Thank you, Captain, Eileen, Kronos. What a generous bunch of people. Thank you so much. I'm thinking that when we play our little puzzles in the midpoint of today's stream, if I don't get, I usually get it perfect. If I don't get it perfect, how about I gift 5 memberships? How about that? But I know it's not as much as Captain Wrecked, Captain of the Gifting Guard. But every single stream, if I don't get it perfect, I will give you some stuff. How about that? I'm thinking I'm going to be doing that. But today, chat, is no different from our last 8 sessions. What we're going to do is start playing Fallout 4. Salego gifting 5 members. It's a Memby train, chat. I'm beyond humbled. Thank you for growing our little community here. Grab my PS6 controller. Chat. There's only one thing left to do with all these new Membies. These new Membies deserve some new science. So only have one thing left to do, and that's to say welcome to A Scientist Plays Fallout 4. Now, chat. I spent some time doing. Let me get you all caught up here, okay? Some things happened off stream. What we are prioritizing here is those right above my head. 37 science times. Oh my gosh. 37 science times. Let's bump that back down to 0. Let's see how many we can get today. Full-Hearted Gamer gifting 20 memberships. It's a Memby train. Thank you, Full-Hearted Gamer. My heart is full with your generosity. So nice today. You guys are feeling good on a Friday, huh? I appreciate it. Again, you do not have to, but it's much appreciated, of course. Everyone in the chat is going to be a member. I love it. Let's see here. Okay, so we have a couple things outlined here. As you can see, we still have our streaming, changing my voice if you want to. I will stream an Australian Solid Snake and or Arnold Schwarzenegger. If you want to do that. I do not want to do that. But you can make me do that if you want. But we're prioritizing science times. Not so much the gameplay, but I do save some of the missions so I can do it with you. So what happened since the last time that we played? Well, first of all, shut up, Preston. First of all, saving this mission. This is where we restart the Institute's nuclear reactor. We're going to be talking about nuclear science like we always do. And as Zerberus is pointing out, something very important happened. Curie and I are now married.
What shall we talk about?
Just wanted to check in. See how you feel things are going between us.
You have no need to ask. As long as we're together, I have no words.
You kidding me? She's an adorable. Look, I made her like a hipster. So she's this cool fleur-de-lis kind of thing, suit going on with a beanie. Look how cool she is. Anyway, she's the love of my life. And now she's with me. I also got up to, I updated my charisma so I can establish supply lines, make things easier to build. I also have some cool new guns, some weaponry that I finally leveled up from the DLC Nuka World. So I'll be using those. But again, prioritizing science time. Why are fusion batteries so hard to engineer? Well, we will get to why fusion is hard in just a moment. Demon God, have you seen the trailer for Fallout 4 London? Yes, I commented on it, saying that I was excited to play and or stream the game, and they responded. They said they can't wait. So what we're gonna do, the first thing that we're gonna do, is we are gonna say F you to the Brotherhood. No more Brotherhood. Because I'm all Institute. And we're going to teleport to mass fusion. Oh, I already said some science about how to remove tattoos. Let's do that. I personally don't really like the beanie. Well, with the glasses, it works. With the glasses, it really works. But her glasses kind of cut into her amazing...
Those raiders at Libertalia were quite a handful.
Those
pretty
amazing
boring
French
down here.
cheekbones, so I took them off.
Father is more than just our leader. He is our creator.
Kind of culty, but whatever. How would a fusion battery even work? How would it be different than a tiny reactor? Well, it would be like a tiny reactor. We'll get into it, chat, just a second. Down with Andrew Tate, says Via the Heathen. I agree. He's what we like to call a convicted loser and a convicted bad guy. Butterbot with the 5. You passed Butter, oh my god. So finally to catch up. So happy to finally catch a live stream. Been watching you since the Black Void. Definitely my favorite YouTuber by far, says Butterbot. Butterbot, you do a lot more than pass Butter, my friend. You also make my day. Thank you so much. I literally cannot imagine. I cannot imagine I'm your favorite YouTuber. I'm so not part of the meta. Do you want to be a permanent enemy of the Brotherhood of Steel, who are a bunch of rise and grinders? Yes. Fail it. I don't care. Are you gonna get the Mothman deck VATS version or go with the basic ones? Wait, Mark, I didn't know that they're doing all the Fallout Commander decks have an alternate VATS version? Like the whole deck? Because I didn't see that. Favorite by far? How is that possible? I'm not even... I don't even have a jawline anymore. Oh, collector packs. So chat, what are we doing? We have just made ourselves enemies with the Brotherhood of Steel because we have decided. We have decided, chat. I haven't spoken Australian in a while.
The Brotherhood sure is here. Guess we'll have to go through them.
Oh, we'll go through them. We have decided to restart the nuclear reactor inside of the Institute so that we are no longer
Who's that?
no longer reliant on anyone else for energy. Rely on this. Rely on this. Ow, nice shot. Get out of my face. Let's try my new weapon out here. I made it automatic. Hey. Yes. Yes. Look how much crotch I can shoot like that. Ow. Oh, his head popped like a jelly bean in a microwave. Don't do that, chat. Started watching your videos at Lightsabers on Contact. Have you seen the Hacksmiths videos? Yes, James is a friend of mine. I'm actually talking with James about what kind of collaborations we could do together. Where's Curie? Does Curie not come with me on this? Any hoozles. There's gonna be
Like that'll get us anywhere. At least not without whatever card activates.
there's gonna be a lot of combat in this section. But then we are going to be talking some fusion science times. Some fusion science times. Don't need technical documents anymore. But yeah, so what did you talk? You said something last time that would be oh yeah. Working with the hacksmith, maybe trying to make, so like I said last time, I have an old, well not an old, but a manual on how to survive nuclear war. And in it is our instructions to build a hasty but effective fallout shelter, nuclear fallout shelter, in the ground. And I was thinking maybe I could go up to the hacksmith's ranch and he and I can try to build, and some other YouTube type people can try to build one of those in record time, or see if we can replicate. Good evening, Sir Kyle of excellent hair. Question: why do I only see Aurora when there is no moon? It's a Shattuck with the 10. My first thought is that it might be confirmation bias. Lewis, welcome. Jezza, welcome, mate. How you going? Might be confirmation bias, Shattuck. But my second thought would be that that the amount of light is just overpower. It's like light pollution from the moon. Or who can build the best Fallout shelter? No, we can't build it by ourselves. It takes like at least 4 people, according to the manual. Because a family is supposed to be able to do it by themselves. So chat, another thing, something else, what I'm trying to get here is beryllium, what they're calling a beryllium agitator. Now, I'm not exactly sure what they're using that for, but off the top of my head, I do know that beryllium was used in the Demon Core experiments. And you've probably watched the video or heard me talk about the Demon Core somewhere, but beryllium was used as a neutron mirror. So the Demon Core is a core of plutonium that was subcritical, meaning that it wouldn't undergo fission and then continue on in a chain reaction. But it was a sphere. So how do we get the neutrons that are already being produced in the decay, or a neutron that goes flying in there? How do we make this core go critical or get it close to criticality? Well, instead, when nuclear fission happens and neutrons fly out, instead of them just flying outwards and maybe not hitting enough things to make it go critical, maybe we put something that can reflect those neutrons back through the mass of plutonium, and they use 2 halves of a beryllium sphere to do that. The neutrons would bounce off of the beryllium, much like a mirror, and come back, giving it a bigger chance, the mass of plutonium, a bigger chance of initiating criticality. So that's what I know off the top of my head is beryllium can be used for. Read the Demon Core. What if they've never gotten the cap off? Says Jonathan Harville. I don't know. It would probably melt down, giving off radiation as it did so. I think. I don't know. I don't think that's ever happened. Nothing like that's ever happened. Right? A runaway chain reaction. Well, I mean, Chernobyl exploded and stopped the I don't know. I'd have to think about it. Captain Wrecked with another 5. All need to read the book 15 minutes. You all need to read the book 15 minutes. A great account of Cold War incidents, including eyewitness accounts of Castle Bravo. Dear Space Jesus, it is good to see thy hair again, says Dova Bear. Welcome. Yeah, so Chad, I talk a lot about nuclear stuff, obviously, and we're playing the game called Fallout, but I'm not a nuclear expert. I'm simply a civil engineer. I'm a nuclear enthusiast who can't hit any of his shots. Now you're here, good. So take everything I say kind of with a grain of salt, because I'm not sure on some things. Like if the Demon Core just kept going, well, it would go critical. It did go critical for a little bit, and it started emitting a lot of radiation because nuclear fission was happening, like happens in a nuclear reactor. But I'm guessing that it would eventually, like, she exploded. Much like what happens in a nuclear reactor, I'm guessing that the plutonium would heat itself up enough until it melted, and then eventually, once it melted enough, it would become a shape that was no longer critical. It would melt the beryllium, it would spread out until it became not critical anymore. I also like the beanie. What would happen if a mini-nuke went off approximately 10 yards? I don't know what that means, Cyan Dog. But mini-nukes are based off of the very real weapon that the U.S. military tested called the Davy Crockett, and its yield was it's like 1.5 kilotons, maybe? Kronos! Gifting another 10 memberships. What an incredible person. This music is making this sound all epic. But yeah, so the Davy Crockett weapon was much, much smaller, but it's still 1.5 kilotons, which means the equivalent explosive yield of 1,500 tons. So 1.5 million kilograms of TNT. If that went off 10 yards from you, you're dead. Shockday with the 5. Another thing about nuclear balls of dangerousness, it can randomly change mass and suddenly go critical. How does that happen? Well, I'm assuming that's because it's decaying over time, but I don't know how it would suddenly go critical if it's losing mass. I don't think it gains mass. I would have to know specifically what you're talking about. Be quiet, music, because we have Rainbow Dash with an Australian $50. Rainbow Dash, my Australian friend, back in the chat, clearly trying to push us to some sort of Australian endgame. Let's get back into the music. Let's get back into the Science Times. But something, Science Time, there is a report or a blog. Oh!
It's clever.
Uh-oh. There is a blog post I read from a nuclear historian, which is a cool title. Ow, ow, ow. Which is a cool title. And he once mentioned what he called forbidden spheres. So when they were first making atomic weapons and, you know, studying what makes things go critical, apparently in Los Alamos, spheres, things in the shape of spheres, were banned from Los Alamos. And that is because anything roughly spherical could be a critical mass, right? So you see something at Los Alamos where you're studying nuclear materials and it's a sphere, the safe thing to do is possibly assume that it might be a critical mass, right? So there's an old wives' science tale that spheres were forbidden there. You couldn't even have an orange in your lunch. But I was not able to. I messaged the historian, never heard back. I tried to track down that report, and I was never able to corroborate it. Otherwise, I would have made a Half-Life history about it because it's interesting, right? Because then we could talk about critical masses, why spheres are the best shape for critical masses, and not pyramids or whatever the hell. That would have been a good one. Have we solved extra fusion energy yet? Not yet. We still have to get our beryllium agitator. Kyle, what's the safest distance from ground zero of a nuclear detonation, not including the fallout? It depends on the yield of the weapon. The yield of the weapon doesn't scale 1-to-1. So even if something goes from kilotons to megatons to kilotons to, you know what I mean? Just because it gets 1,000 times more energetic doesn't mean it's 1,000 times larger in terms of its blast radius and stuff. But it depends specifically on the yield of the weapon. And there are different graphs and charts. Actually, the same guy that I mentioned who has a blog post about forbidden spheres has a website that often goes down whenever people are talking about, you know, North Korea and stuff. It's called Nuke Map. Some of you have probably even used it before, where you can simulate the effects of different sized nuclear weapons anywhere in the world. It's nukemap.org, maybe? But check that out if you want to try some of those things. Try some of those scalings out. Would two hemispheres cause the same result in this scenario? Would it be like breaking a magnet? Says Via the Heathen. Chat, we're trying to play a game. It's too much science. Actually, how nuclear weapons, I don't know if modern nuclear weapons do the same thing. Probably, I don't But the first nuclear weapons, like Fat Man and Little Boy, am I correct on this? I'd have to double check. But some of the early nuclear weapons actually had a gun type method where they would have a mass that was subcritical, and then when the bomb goes off, it would actually fire like a gun the rest of that mass to make it critical into the rest of it, so it would go so bang, so it would be subcritical, and then the explosion would force the rest of the mass into it to explode. I don't know if those are the early, I don't know if that was Fat Man and Little Boy's design, or if they were just straight up implosion, taking a subcritical sphere and compressing it, actually changing the size of it so that it would be critical. Kyle, thanks for all the great science and gaming content. I hope you and everyone in chat is doing well. Thank you, Ted, with the 10. Chat, could anyone... Can anyone, gun... gun bomb, nuclear. Gun-type fission weapon. Yeah, so they fire a hollow uranium bullet at a cylindrical target, and the cylinder then goes inside the hollow uranium bullet, and it becomes critical. Yeah. It was, the first bomb that was detonated over Hiroshima, Little Boy, was a gun-type fission weapon. So uranium bullet, and that was shot, so a conventional explosive at the back of the bomb would be shot, and it would connect with, it would mate with and go over and make critical the rest of the uranium at the front of the weapon. That's that, and I knew it, so that was the first one. Little Boy was gun type, Fat Man was an implosion type. Got it. Thank you for the...
Got it.
Confirmation. Oh, we getting closer to the Aussies. It's super entertaining to hear Kyle gaming in his 10 out of 10 Aussie accent. 10 out of 10. You gosh darn right. Kyle, where's the audio keep going? Be quiet. Did you get the long fall boots in Mass Fusion? What? They were so confident about the gun type bomb, they didn't even test it beforehand, says Gaunt.
Dad on
What's
it? Elevator ought to have power again.
Okay. Elevator restored. Time to keep going. What's interesting, chat, is that a nuclear bomb, speaking of not testing some of the weapons, I'd say 7 out of 10. My stepdad's Australian. I think you're being a little incorrect. A nuclear bomb isn't a physics problem. The physics of it is very straightforward. Fission, critical mass, do it quickly, have all the energy go out. That's easy. Really, and if you saw Oppenheimer and stuff, you know this, it's not a physics problem, it was an engineering problem. What about the first test detonations at Cerberus? You mean Trinity? I don't know off the top of my head what kind of bomb Trinity was. Was it just straight up implosion? Dick Mango's back in the chat.
Something's out there.
My least favorite fruit, still. Why would I want that? Oh, my body! Ah, she said my leg like SpongeBob. Ow, 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 ow. I hit literally all my shots. Speaking of Trinity, is Trinitite dangerous, Kyle? Says Justin Chug. You mean this? You mean this thing? Is this dangerous? No. Just don't eat it. Yeah. There's a confusingly large number of Australians who tune in every week. Boom. So if you're wondering why I like to speak in Australian, first of all, it's because I'm practicing my Australian accent for no reason. Hit! Ow! Initiate that. Okay, in terms of last words, those are pretty cool last words. Gotta admit. Hit! Ow! Look how much health I'm gaining right now. Who fired that? Oh, this guy. Oh! Look how much health I'm gaining. It doesn't even matter how much health I'm losing right now. No spoilers with Oppenheimer. I haven't seen the movie yet. Yeah, so at the end of the movie, a bomb goes off. There's many different regional accents in Australia, not just one. I know that. That's why I don't do a stereotypical... I try not to do like a stereotypical accent when I'm practicing. Or like a Steve Irwin accent. Do you know how bad... Do you know how much I love doing... Just ask Chompy. Do you know how much I love doing his Steve Irwin accent? I love it. Haley Stanhope, you're a favorite in our household and you're awesome. Haley, you're awesome, and tell your family hello. I almost got tripped up over my words there, shit. Wait, what am I doing there? Locate the beryllium agitator. Is it not downstairs? Why is it telling me to go outside? Can you say oratrice mécanique de analyse cardinale in an Australian accent? It says V with the 5. I don't know what that means. Mechanical analyzer cardinal. So maybe it's like a direct. What is that? What does that mean? Now you need to hear the Steve Irwin accent? No. It's offensive to Australians. Maybe. Can you do a French accent, Kyle? No, not really. I'm on record. What did we learn in today's stream, says Thumper? Rewind it, baby. And you will know. I've said this on stream before. When you're doing accents, I think it's fine if I speak English, that the people have an accent and they speak English. Because then it's not necessarily a caricature, right? Like British or Scottish or Irish or Australian or whatever, those people actually sound like that. But if you're doing a French accent speaking English, then you can very easily start to become offensive, I think. You know what I mean? Why did you make me go outside? Kyle, you're an absolute legend. Thank you for your science communication skills. Says Blue, you're my boy, Blue. Go back into the elevator. I know. That was my instinct. It just told me not to do that. Oh, oui, oui. Go back into the elevator. See, it's telling me to go outside. I was just checking. Go back in the elevator. I bet this is wrong. Going up. It is wrong. Wow. Good job, Sector C. Let me out. Let me out. Let me out. Damn it. Oh, wait. Wait. Wait, no, it's taking me all the way back up. This sucks. I'm wasting so much time doing this. Let me off. Sector C doesn't know what they're talking about. Let me out. Damn it. Crap. Sector C. You just prevented. You just... Oh. Oh. My life wasting away. What would make for a good deck box for cryptids that would be Fallout theme? Buy one of the bundles, the Fallout game mini nuke bundles, and turn that into a deck box, obviously. Or if you have a 3D printer, I'm sure there is a mini nuke, a hollow mini nuke that you could buy. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Oh man. Oh, crap. Oh, yeah, I could have... Oh, what happened? What? I fell through the... I fell through the floor. Okay. So if I'm still falling, I'm about to die. I'm in the dark. I'm going down. I'm back with my companions? And we're going down again. I no-clipped into the back rooms. Am I still, like, all there? Okay. We're going back down, chat. Asher Levi, hi from Italy. Bonjour. No. Buongiorno. Back to where we started. Okay. I need a beryllium agitator, and I forget where it is. Game is telling me to go outside. I think that's wrong? Isn't it? Yeah, that's wrong, right? Or do I just go through a different elevator? Fabian, welcome. Nanaku Enigma with the Canadian 20. You were the person I always wanted to be growing up. I'm glad I got to watch the stream. Nanoku, don't make me cry. I'm an ugly crier. But sincerely, thank you. That is... I have no idea how to react to that. I can't imagine wanting to be me. But thank you, Nanaku. Very, very kind. Spam some hearts for Nanoku. I love loading times. Stephanie, welcome. Any mods or just DLC? Just DLC. I guess we're just gonna... I guess we're... Okay, so it's up... It's probably fine. Okay, so I think something broke. I'm pretty sure something is broken. Pretty sure something is broken, chat. So we're gonna do... Oh no, I can't restart. I could restart it. That's not that long. But I don't want to. Okay. One more, let's see, one more thing. I think I missed something. This is perfect. So much science. So much waiting around. Are you playing on console? No. Floof is getting very frustrated with me in the chat. It's like up... It's like... Oh yeah. Wait. Wrong building? You're in the wrong building. Don't tell me what to do. Yeah, I have to kind of go back up a little bit? Yes? Yes. 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 Correct. Kyle, have you gotten any snow? No, I do not live in a area that snows. Blast Radius board game. Give it to me. There we go. We're back on track now, chat. We're back on chat. We're back on chat track now. Athos Kronos with a 20 and no message. I'm assuming that is for a specific reason to make me sound different. Not quite. Not quite. Not quite. Thank you, Athos. You are a mad person. I'm gonna have to come up with a story about you like I came up with for Z.
No mercy.
Oh, what kind of mercy? No mercy for your patellas. Speaking of French, grenades are named grenade because from the French word grenat, like pomegranate, because they look like pomegranates. What weapon shall be your demise? How about this one?
Vital signs are still within acceptable parameters.
Still within acceptable parameters. Sondre Odvik, Kyle, I don't know if you talked about this, but I just heard about a company claiming to be able to produce tiny nuclear batteries. Yes. Those tiny nuclear batteries are from nuclear waste, and what they're taking advantage of is that nuclear waste continues to be radioactive. And that radioactivity, you can use it to ionize things. That's in fact how you get sounds out of a Geiger counter. It detects ionizations, changes in charges and stuff. So those tiny nuclear batteries would create a tiny bit of electric charge in this way. And now it's not a lot, it's just like a few volts, I think. Just a tiny, or I don't know how much, I'm not gonna say numbers. But because it's still slightly radioactive, it can still produce a slight electric charge. And that's what those little nuclear batteries are. But it would not be very much charge at all. Could you cook a pizza with a nuclear bomb, Kyle? Good news. I have an entire episode about that. Go back on the main channel. When that was a meme, I made a video about it because I was trying to stay relevant in a game of trying to stay relevant. Would a rad gun work in real life? So if you had a gun that was making... So this... I'm getting the sense that this thing on the front is applying radioactivity to it. Say a way you could actually do that is by activating the bullets with neutrons. But if you have something that can activate bullets in the front of your face, it's radioactive enough to already kill you just by being next to it and firing it. So what would make more sense to me would be, oh, we'll be shooting this woman in her crotch. Hitting every one of my shots. Oh, my lab, my patella. Oh. What would make more sense to me is that if you're already...
Did you hear something?
Did you hear something? I love you. What would make more sense to me is firing already magnetic... Stop it. Hitting all my shots? Oh, my crotch.
This place is so violent.
What would make more sense to me is firing already radioactive material as bullets. Like uranium. I mean, look at the size of uranium pellets that we use in nuclear reactors. They're only this big, chat. I could shoot this out of a gun. That would be a tremendous hazard. Oh, I would be arrested. Tactical Bucket, welcome, buddy. You are relevance, Kyle. No, I'm not. If I was being relevant on YouTube right now, I would announce that I'm leaving YouTube. All the cool kids are doing it. Concerning the children of Adam, is there a way for an organism to could exist relatively harm-free as they do in the game? I mean, yes, there are many organisms that are much more radio-resistant than you. I mean, there are insects that could live in high ambient radiation environments without being affected by it. So yeah, I mean, tardigrades can survive space radiation. So yes. How's the armor going? What do you mean? I have all the armor. Okay, I think we're still good. I forget why I come out here. To see this giant face. I should have worn my power armor so I can jump off the top of the roof. I always like doing that. Would it be possible to use quartz on a planet with high gravity to create free energy? It says DP, you know, with like piezoelectricity. No, there's no such thing as free energy. There is always energy. It's a law. It's called entropy. There is no way getting around. There's no free lunch in the universe. There's no way. There's no getting around it. Anytime there is energy transfer, conversion in a system, some energy is always lost. as light, heat, sound, friction, what have you. But it's always, always lost. You can never have 100% efficiency. It's the law of the land. It's immutable, much like the laws of physics generally. So there's no such thing as free energy machines. There's no such thing as perpetual motion machines. They are literally impossible. I told you wrong building, says Joel. I'm still in the same building, Joel.
Lobby.
Were you hit in the head?
Critical damage imminent. Requesting assistance.
I'm back to where I started, and Curie fell and broke both her legs. Where am I? Hawk Gaming says, can you tell us how we found out calories is food? I'm going to take what you mean and say this. We figure out how many calories in food by lighting that food on fire and seeing how much it raises the temperature of a certain amount of water. Where do I go? Do you have a dent in your head? Sounds like Tim the Tap Man. Did I go the wrong way? Yes, wait, you can do this without this elevator, can't? No. Wait. What? Where? Appreciate you, Nanoku. Wait. 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 It's accent time? Is it? Did we make it? Hey there, chat. How you going? Here we are. Getting our first donation incentive means that I get to practice my Australian accent for the foreseeable future. Where the hell do I bloody go? Where do I bloody go, chat? I'm not having a good time. Ibby Mon, what did I miss? Well, now I'm an Australian boy. I'm a little bush baby. Think about it. Don't need to think about it. Chat, give my accent a rating 1 out of 10 right now. I already know it's like going to be like a 7 or an 8. Easy. An easy 7 or 8. Okay, that 8 was a little... I laid into that 8 a little too high. Mate, get out of the bloody building. I don't know where to go, chat. I don't know. I forgot all the things about this challenge here. Burp gives me a 7. That sentence has never been said before. 9.6 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 8, 8, 6.9 out of 10. Get the hell out of here, Nanoku. I have a dent in my teeth from doing math homework. Oh, that's what you mean. You mean like a chip in your tooth? Sorry, I mean you like a chip in your tooth. Okay, I'll go up to an 8 out of 10. Yeah, I know. Definitely better than my Aussie accent. Well, yeah, because I get paid to practice, chat. Why am I in the wrong building? Why did I come here? Why did we come here if it's not inside this building? I forgot. Three at most. Your accent is from the wrong side of the Tasman Sea. It says Thai 1-ill. Well, everyone disagrees with you, mate. Solid 8.5 out of 10. Ty, take that. Did you watch Bill Nye? Yeah. I am old enough to remember having the teacher play Bill Nye VHSs sometimes. VHSs, chat. You know what that stands for? Very home screens. You're in the right building. No, I know. Damn it! Chad, this is... Okay, no, It's chat. It's easy to get flustered when you're trying to do an accent that you're a place you're not from while reading chat, while thinking of incredible science times. I know, I leaned a little bit into that one. I know. Holy guacamole. Here's the... Back on track. Everyone in the chat who is... Thank you, Shreddo. Shreddo's the only person who said, go to the left. RP Games, welcome. I'm on mass fusion because I'm a science guy. I'm also a nuclear enthusiast. So what I'm gonna do is get the beryllium agitator to try. Yeah, it's right here, chat. Why didn't you say anything?
There's the reactor.
To restart
Not a bad piece of work for its time.
the fusion reactor. Restart the fusion reactor. Oh yeah, there's robots protecting this part, chat. Get the fusion reactor working back at the Institute. And we are going to circumvent fighting all these badass robots by using our hacking skills. I don't like I said at the beginning. I don't know. That was kind of Kiwi at the beginning. I don't know what the beryllium agitator is for. I don't know what's going on there.
Guess they weren't so good at mitigating radiation back in those days. Levels are almost off the charts.
I don't. See, now this would be crazy, chat. To have so everything is saying this is radioactive. Don't go in there. This is all. Okay, I was gonna say there's not enough shielding here for an open face sandwich of a nuclear reactor. But look at how thick the glass is. I don't know actually what the halving distance of glass is. So when I say halving, so when I say halving distance, what I mean is the amount of material to decrease the radiation going through that material to the other side by 50%. Now I don't know what it is for glass, but for like lead and dirt and other metals, stuff that's dense. You want dense stuff to get in the way of particles and photons to stop it from going through. For lead, it's just a few inches. Could it be leaded glass? Yes, it could. Fun fact, science time. I have actually touched some of the leaded glass. I'm going to say this in English. I've actually touched some of the leaded glass that was cracked and exploded after Chernobyl. I know a man, and we're working on this episode. I interviewed a man who crawled inside of the failed reactor after it exploded to take pictures. And he took with him some of the glass that was used to observe the reactor room. It's like yellowish gold, and that's because it's got lead in it. But he actually passed it around, and I was able to touch it. I have touched a piece of the glass that the people looking out onto reactor number 4 were looking through when it exploded and killed them. Isn't that cool? But again, that glass the window was very small. You don't want a large area that is less radiation shielded. It was very small, and it was leaded, and it was super thick. It was like this thick or something like that. So I actually got to touch that shit. But his name is Alexander Krupny, and I did a full hour-long interview with him, and right now I am contracting with a professional Ukrainian translator to get that entire interview translated, and then I'll turn that into a Half-Life history. The man who touched the elephant's foot. Now, chat, I should say that he did not admit to touching the elephant's foot. What he did say is that he got close enough to the elephant's foot that he could have hugged it. But he seems like a curious dude. And if he's as curious as I think he is, he definitely touched it. And he took photographs of it. The man who touched the elephant's foot. And lived. Maybe that would be the text on the thumbnail. And lived. It actually looks like my dad. I mean, he doesn't look like my dad, my pops. But, like my physical father. But he does look... My accent is slipping right now. Bring it back. But he looks like what you think my father looks like. And you'll know that when we get in. Are you in the mass fusing building? Yes! I was trying to tell you amazing stories, chat. Okay. So, leaded glass, could be protected glass, very thick, but you would not want this much open, less shielded area. That seems bad. Someone in the chat asked about these. So this would not protect you from what these sprayers do is simply remove external contamination in the form of dust or other particulate from suits like this. You still have a fully contained suit, and you would just use water and other stuff in the water to spray it off and make sure nothing comes out. That's it. What else about this room can we science? Well, there's 2 killer robots in there, and I'm gonna have to shut them down. Touch the red button, says Butterbot. Okay. I need to pop like a Rad-X. No, there's, in this room here, there should be a radiation suit and a Rad-X. Let's put that on. Let's take off my clothes. I just got my dopamine deficient t-shirt in the mail, says Janine. Happy to hear that. It's a fun shirt, isn't it? Okay, let's take off all these clothes and check out my little body. Take the vest off, mate. Take the vest. Look at this guy. Look at this specimen. Look at this specimen, chat. It's midday Saturday in Australia right now. Joel, are you Australian? How am I doing? I want more debunking videos, Science Man, says the dead critic. Give me a topic, I'll do it. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Look at this. Look at this. He's all caked up. He's all caked up, chat. Look at that. Look at his beryllium agitator right there, chat. Would I do the same if I was a female character? Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would. Radiation suit. So what's on the radiation suit? So on the front there is a Geiger counter. And then we have oxygen. That implies that there's radiation particulate in the air itself. Like, even me, when I was in Chernobyl, I was wearing a Geiger counter in like a clean suit, but we didn't have our own oxygen. We just wore a mask. So it's, you can't even, whatever. You know what I mean.
Now cycling airlock. Please wait.
And so you even need an airlock. So you even need an airlock, which means there's just ambient dust in it. So in Chernobyl, let's do a little bit of ambience here. In Chernobyl, inside of the room, the sarcophagus, inside the NSC, the new safe confinement, they do have dust suppression systems running at all times. So you hear this kind of that same thing you're hearing right now. Can't. 7.5 out of 10 and I'm Australian. Nailed it! You hear this din, this machinery, this HVAC equipment, and it's constantly going for dust suppression. Boop. Okay. You hear me huffing and puffing because I no longer have my suit on, so I'm way overweight. What is this thing doing? I mean, it's agitating beryllium, of course, but I don't know exactly what. I don't think you're supposed to touch that. I don't think you're supposed to touch that part of it. So that's a death beam. What does a death beam do? I don't know. Give me that. What does the death beam do? It agitates beryllium. Clearly. Look at this thing. Look at that. Looks like a missile. I do wonder just how much like game developers research actual designs.
Security in the reactor chamber.
Oh, I must escape.
Emergency lockdown initiated.
Let me through. Okay, now I have to do this part quickly so I don't get brutally murdered. I will get brutally murdered by large robots if I don't go and shut them down right now.
Please wait.
No! Let me out! There's robots out there. It gives you the powers of Dr. Manhattan. Dr. Manhattan, do you notice a symbol on his forehead? That is a proton with a hydrogen, with a proton with an electron around it. And that is what hydrogen is. Oh, quickly! I will use my incredible intellect. Ah! God damn. What a bloody legend. So I'm gonna close that door, sealing my wife in to fend for herself. I'm gonna turn these off and then get the Assaultron, shut them down. Ah. I was about to become mincemeat, chat. Look at that. And instead... Now what you hear on the other side of the door is straight up death. Stop punching my wife! What's the elephant's foot? It says Red Hawk 508. The elephant's foot is the 2-ton mass of corium from the melted reactor number 4 core and everything below the core. So the core melted down, and that melted the concrete around it, the steel around it, and melted down, became basically radioactive lava. And that radioactive lava flowed down into the basement of Chernobyl. When it was found, it looked like the shape of an elephant's foot. Don't worry, Curie, I'm coming. Stop punching my wife! Critical punch activated. One shot. One shot, Chad. Look at that. Look at this bloody thing. Burn, burn, burn. Burn. What are you shooting at? Oh.
Monsieur, enemies have been dispatched.
Monsieur, enemies have been dispatched. Yeah, so Chad, even though I'm like, I have the best armor and my weapons are crazy, those Assaultrons can still one-shot me with their lasers, so I'm still afraid of them. Yeah, so like this Adam's Judgment thing that I'm looking, look at that thing. It does over 600 damage. Look at that. That's crazy. That's not fair. How much mass does the elephant's foot lose per year due to radiation? I don't know. What's the half-life of corium? I could probably look it up. But corium isn't like it's not a consistent thing. Corium is only what goes into it. So there could be different kinds of corium depending on what melted into the fuel. I think Kyle might be running a mod to make the weapons a bit different. Nope. Nope. Oh. Alright, fine. Oh! As someone in the chat is pointing out, let me heal myself. Laser weapons like this wouldn't actually have recoil. even though light does have momentum, and that's why I can power things like solar sails and space and whatnot, the recoil from something like a laser beam of that power, or what you would need to do some damage to something, there wouldn't be enough momentum to give you any kind of recoil at all. So this would not, this weapon would not move at all. Yeah, I'm already super powerful. I don't need mod. Where we're going, we don't need mods, chat. Go back up in the elevator, and now, after this, we will find. Sorry, Curie. Find the stairs. We'll finally be.
These guys just don't know when they're beaten, do they?
Indeed, they are vexing.
Delicious. Then.
Make sure you get back to the institute with the agitator.
Then it's time for some fusion science. I'm gonna annihilate these fools. Where are you? Bub up. What? What? That's not like doing any damage to him. That's weird. Oh, my body parts. All right, forget it. This should be doing... This thing should be doing way more damage than that. 400 per shot? Come on. Kyle, how do you make the assault rifle sound like that? I don't know. It's got a muzzle attachment on it. Grand Obsidian saying very little mass for the elephant's foot is lost over time. There's alpha particle production, but most of that is self-absorbed. Okay. Isn't there a perk to control the robots? Says Butterbot. They robot themselves. Yeah? Half, can't, mask are all open back unfounded vowels rather than like... Morgan, I can't... It's too many words. My game is chugging. It's plugging and chugging, chat. Ah! Where did Allie go? Did she go back to the Institute? Did you go back to the Institute, Allie? You did. All right. Time for some fusion science before we hit the halfway point of the stream. Remember, chat, in a little while we will be doing some puzzling to keep our brains nice and sharp. Music, will you shut up? Oh, thank you. And if I don't get that puzzling exactly correct, chat, I will be gifting you subby bubby bubbies.
A great gift, not just to Father, but to all of us.
Calm down, I can't give you a promotion. I did hold down the button, Floof. I'm not a yabo, dude.
A lot of us will have a hard time accepting an outsider as our next director. It won't be easy.
Let's activate some fusion.
Excitement for
some fusion.
Ever. Thank you, really. Couldn't have managed it without you.
My game chugs at mass fusion area too. There's just a lot of enemies around the map.
Father is anxious to get you involved in something else. You'd better not keep him waiting.
Okay. Time to activate a nuclear reactor, chat. I mean, I have been watching a lot of streamers play Tarkov, and it is making me want to do it, get back into it. But last time I almost broke my hand hitting my desk after I died once, so I stopped after that. I was back at the facility. Fun fact. When the Kevins knew I was returning from the void, I said, hey, go look at the Institute from Fallout 4. Maybe give the place a nice, new coat of paint when I get home. There's a lot of representation of the Institute here at the facility, of course.
I feel quite well. Okay. Yes, thank you.
Play...
I think that will be all for now.
play Tarkov with friends. I don't have any friends.
We're done now. Thank you.
Get out of here with your crew.
I understand mass fusion was a success, despite its
I
interference with
want-
the Brotherhood of Steel.
Aria, if you are watching, I want this lab coat. Stitch it. Look at that. Look at the stretch. Look at the stretch right there. Look at the stretch right that could be going right there. And look at all this quilted, this like quilted style. It'd be such a comfy coat. I forgot you had a gaming channel. Thank you, beautiful science man, says Jupiter Sailing with the $4.99. Appreciate
Are
you.
you following?
We handled them just fine.
That's what Dr. Fillmore reported.
Drongo, that's what I was thinking of.
Would have been a terrible setback to lose that technology.
Play with Dr. Lupo.
The Brotherhood's intervention must be
That
placed
is
in a
possible.
larger context, however, given their penchant for future conflict.
We could play with Dr. Lupo. I don't know if he...
After all, keepers of the most
Yeah, I could probably
technology
talk him
in
into
the
joining this
Commonwealth.
squad in one day. At one of these times. The problem is, I suck.
It also cannot go unnoticed that there were concerns within the Institute
Father, I was playing both sides, so I always come out on top.
about your allegiances. I, of course, never doubted your commitment to our cause. But by directly confronting the Brotherhood, I think you've put some
Welcome
others
to my moon
I'm proud
base.
of you. Regardless.
I don't know what
Brotherhood is
the
an issue for the future.
Stream Elements bot is
We
doing
must
right now.
focus on the present. Then look at me. Rambling on like the old man.
Are you going to play Tarkov with a controller too?
Time.
I think
You're
that's...
needed elsewhere.
I think that'd be impossible and very frustrating. But can you? I mean, I would prefer to, but you're just going to get annihilated by anyone with a mouse and keyboard. Which was bigger, Fat Man or Little Boy, and why? This is Dave Breen with a 2. I don't know what the yield of Fat Man was. Wasn't it about the same? Little Boy was like 15 kilotons, I think. Yeah. Did you see the video about the wiggle that killed Tarkov? Yeah, the cheaters. No, chat, I've watched dozens and dozens and dozens of hours of Tarkov streamers, so I'm very familiar with the game. I know how it's played, I know where to go, I know what to do. The problem is that it's really hard. One was 16, the other 20. All right, so I was close. I'll take
Whatever
care of
it
it.
is,
I certainly hope so. This situation, I'm afraid, is something of...
Wait, I can't... Wait, I can't,
If I've done something to jeopardize the Institute, I'll fix it.
What do I have to do before... Do I have to kill everybody from the railroad before I build the reactor?
You will.
Because I will.
But it's nothing quite so dire. While you were assisting Dr. Fillmore, a second team was sent out.
Oh, this
Apparently
mission,
there was
yeah.
some miscommunication, and this individual called for help. My understanding is that no shots have been fired.
Very smart man is hiding in the Commonwealth, and I must convince him to join La Facilidad. I'm doing a lot of different voices today. Okay. I'm surprised no sci-fi has made a weapon out of the nuclear manhole cover idea, says Angel Fuji. I'm going to do an episode on the nuclear manhole. I have it written on one of my many blackboards around the facility. But if you already have a nuclear weapon, do you need anything else? I would enjoy a Borderlands stream sometime. Yes, big fan of Borderlands. Like Project Orion? No, not the same thing.
They'll listen to me. I'll figure something out. You can consider this handled.
Believe me, I already do.
Take good care of yourself. And you
My manhole went nuclear after Taco Bell.
just as you gave life to
Man,
Father.
that was like wrong in a couple different ways. Ballistic weave you can get from the railroad is like so OP. How do I get that before I kill them? Jared with the $9.99. I'm not going to pronounce your last name because I can't. Hey, Kyle or Millennial Bill Nye. I describe you to my friends that way. First time catching a live stream, so let me thank you for keeping me motivated to go back to school and finish my math degree. Keep it up, you bloody legend. Jared, I'm so Jared, I'm very proud of you. School is hard. It's hard to go back to school. It's hard to complete school with everything else you have to worry about in life. Proud of you, man. Thank you for the 999. Chat, we're almost at the halfway point of today's stream. I'm not locked out of the railroad missions, right? Oh, I might be, yeah. No, I can still do it right now. I can still do some, but I don't. I'll do this first. I mean, I mean, I don't really have to get more armor at this point. I'm already basically invincible. Nearly halfway already? Indeed. Just flying by with 21 science times already. And a barely passable Australian accent. It's hard to stay in it. The longer I try to stay in it, the worse it gets. That's what he said.
Huh?
All right. I'll resolve this. So there's basically a neurospicy guy in there who's basically a genius. We're trying to recruit him to join La Facilidad. But they're scaring him, and I'm scaring him, so I have to resolve the situation.
What's going on here?
You're an unexpected surprise. We could use the backup.
I could use that hat.
Bastards aren't getting away.
Thanks for being here, RP Games.
Go through us to get out of there. We don't know quite what we're up against, but it's good you're here to help. How did you hear about this?
I hear many things.
I'm not sure you know what's going on here. This situation is complicated.
Oh, I know exactly what's going on. These assholes think they can kidnap whoever they want, whenever they want. Well, so, how do you want to play this?
Let me go in there and talk to him.
We probably ought to storm the place to make sure they can't disappear on us.
So at first, when I first did this mission, I was a little reluctant to just take this man into the facility and be like, you're our scientist now. But spoiler alert, once he's inside the facility, he's actually quite happy.
That makes sense, right?
So that's good.
So, you want to lead the charge?
You want to lead the charge? At a Harvard Yard? When you pack the car? Yeah, I'm gonna just hold your ground there.
Men hold their ground.
I'm gonna go in and assist.
Good idea, sir.
I
We have to act now, or else we risk not only letting. Are you gonna lead us in there, or what?
Did I stutter? Don't go in there.
This whole thing.
A misunderstanding.
Okay. I'm gonna go talk to him. You stay there. Wait, stay there. Don't do anything.
What's going on here?
You're an unexpected
Damn it!
surprise.
I restarted all the
We don't know
dialogue.
quite what we're up against, but it's good you're here to help.
I'm not sure you know what's going on.
Do I have to pass this check again?
Well, not today. No. So, but then we realized that makes sense.
Have your men hold their ground. I'll go.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Right.
We have to.
You don't know nothing. I'm the general.
This whole thing is
A misunderstanding. Can't wait to hear this.
You sure you're willing?
Look,
Nailed it.
I just want people to be safe, you know? I don't want anyone else dying.
Don't worry about it. You'll be very happy underground. That's what I keep telling Chompy. Don't worry about it. You'll be very happy once you're underground with me. Steve the Beeve with an SEK 129. Hey, Kyle, researchers in Chalmers are working on carbon fiber batteries in order to reduce the weight of vehicles by turning load-bearing chassis fuselages into batteries. Power armor one day? I think it's more a matter of miniaturizing power sources like batteries. Okay, let me assess the situation, chat. You'll be much happier underground. You'll be much... Don't worry. I know what's best. I mean, why wouldn't you want to go with this guy? Look how cool his helmet is. Look at that. What are these for? Who knows? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Hey. Hey, you in there?
No use.
Hey, you're in there. Wait, I'll talk to this guy in a little suit.
Thank God you're here. I was starting to worry we might not make it out of this mess.
Let's focus on getting back.
I couldn't agree more. I know he's potentially important to Phase 3 and all, but I'm not sure it's worth putting ourselves in harm's way.
Okay.
If he's really important to the Institute,
ow,
then it's worth it.
You're right, I suppose.
This is also distasteful.
I know they've been keeping an eye on him.
Oh, does Curie not like when I do this?
Not sure how they originally found
It's okay, Chet. She's already in love with me, and I equipped my wedding ring on her finger.
How smart he was and what an asset he could be for Phase 3.
Smart guy.
I think they even fed him scientific material from time to time to see how good he was, you know, testing it. Let's just get Wallace and...
Chet, we gave him extra credit, and he loved it. So let's kidnap him.
No argument from me. Let's go.
Right. There's just...
I mean, we're not kidnapping him. I mean, we're taking him.
He doesn't want to go with us. I was thinking...
Uh-huh. No
Don't
problem.
worry.
I'm sure I can get
We're not kidnapping. It's a voluntary kidnapping. It's a voluntary kidnapping. It's fine.
Mr. Wallace, I'm here to talk to you.
You're another one of them, aren't you? Are you a robot?
No, I'm a man with a kick-ass chassis.
I mean you no harm. No one here does.
It's a soft kidnapping,
We're just
Chad.
here to talk.
You're not stealing my organs, or shooting me into space, or whatever it is you do.
Do you know how hard it would be to shoot you into space? Escape velocity is 11.2 kilometers per second. You think I got that kind of thrust behind these cheeks? Trick question. I do.
I won't let you. I've heard all the stories. I know exactly what happens to people when the Institute shows up. Well, it's not happening to me.
Are you speaking through a megaphone? It sounds like he's got like an echo in there. How you got that? Calm down, mate.
Just calm down.
I'm trying to advance this story.
If I wanted to talk, I wouldn't be in here.
Yeah, I'm just trying to advance this little storyline so we can get to the halfway point of the stream, chat, so I can explain other things.
Right. We're here to steal.
That's not funny. None of this is funny.
It's a little bit funny.
What can I say to convince you that we're not going to hurt you?
That you're leaving and never coming back.
Just shut up and listen to me. We're not here to hurt you. But if you make this difficult, you're going to regret it.
See? I knew it!
Look, I need this guy so I can build a nuclear reactor, Chad.
Hey, just
everybody calm down.
Okay?
Everybody calm down.
I just want to talk to you.
If I wanted to talk, I wouldn't be...
Everybody just calm down. Kyle, isn't this kind of like removing his free will from the situation? Yes. Is this also the way that I got Curie to fall in love with me? And is that weird? And she's a robot. Is that also weird? Yes. First of all...
Hey, just calm down, okay?
Calm down.
I just want to...
Fine, fine. What do you want from me?
Kyle, do you think a space elevator will ever be possible, or is that more science fiction? The kind of like how nuclear weapons were more of an... well, not kind of like nuclear weapons, a space elevator is more of an engineering problem. So we know the physics of a space elevator. We know how long it would have to be. We know at what point along the space elevator zero gravity would be at, and et cetera, et cetera. We know how it would, in theory, work. Problem is that in practice, there's literally no known material on Earth that could endure that kind of stress. The forces that would be put on this giant long tube or rope or elevator shaft going out into space, being flung around the Earth at 1,000 miles per hour. So not even carbon nanotubes right now have that kind of tensile strength. So it is a engineering problem right now. So whether or not it's going to be possible in the future, I don't know. It depends on material science. I need your help,
The
man.
Institute needs your help, Mr. Wallace. It's as simple as that.
My help? With what?
The Institute has an engineering problem that your scientific expertise...
I don't seem to remember asking you your opinion,
in exchange for
Enrico.
helping us out, you'd be granted access to the most advanced research facility imaginable. Whatever research you wanted to perform, anything, it's possible there. I
want microscope
you'd be
eyes.
safe and secure in a way that's completely impossible anywhere else.
It's for a better world.
You'd be helping us create a better world.
Yes.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. I'll go.
Do you want to live here in a
You must be
bathroom
pretty
for the rest of your
excited
life?
being named the next director. Okay. I think...
Right.
Thanks.
Bring him in.
I'm here to help.
I really mean it. I'll see you back in the...
Oh, security like that. Yes. Light kidnapping chat. And a level up. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Chat, we're at the halfway point of today's streamy stream, so I want you to do one thing first. I want you to spam your favorite emoji of me in the chat right now. Halfway point of today's stream. You know what that means? We're at 22 science times. I want you to take the next 90 seconds or so to yeet, eat, excrete, as Chompy is saying in the chat, whatever you need to do. I'll be back in about a minute or so. More science times, more gifting subby bubbies, more emojis of my face. And when we come back, that's when we're getting into the fusion science that today's thumbnail promised. I don't make clickbait. I make science, mate. I'll be right back. What time it is? Who's that handsome devil? Chat. If I want to continue bringing you the very best science times known to man. I have to make sure my brain is still firing on all neurons. And I like to do that at the midpoint of El Streambos by playing a little bit of connections. It's where you make connections between words to make categories. They can be very complicated, and this game tries to tricksy you a lot. Where some words can be part of multiple categories, etc., etc. Now, as I said, now that YouTube gaming has allowed creators, that's me, to gift memberships, I wanna give you a little challenge. Let's give myself a little challenge. I'm usually pretty goddamn good at this. Okay? I usually get this perfect. That means no mistakes. So, as a challenge to myself, for every mistake, I will gift a sub. Okay? And we'll do this every single stream. I know I'm not Athos Kronos, I know. But if I do it every single stream, we'll build up. So you're gonna want me to make mistakes. Otherwise, you get nothing. And I have this window up over chat, so I can't see anything that you're saying in case you have thoughts. Get your thoughts out of here. I can already tell this one is going to be a hard one. This would be parts. Oh, this one might be. Chat, I see one that might be the spicy one. So there's easier groups and harder groups. I see one that might be the hard one. Watch this. Wait, let me see. I have to find the other one. Tongue twisters. Oh! God, I'm so good at that. It's just how, like, Chad, you may know something about me, is that I'm neurospicy. And one of my talents is it is connections. I just Whew. So good. Things that go on an ice cream sundae. What did I just say, Chet? Do you not believe me that I have this power? This great and terrible power? That's why I have this white beard hair coming in. So I'm almost to wizard status. There's one easy one and one hard one left. You can be marooned, you can be stranded, you can be ditched somewhere, and you can be deserted. These are things, exclamations you say when, like, drat, rats, shoot. No subs for you. I'm too good at that. I'm too good. I'm too good. I'm too good. How about that first one, though? I don't even need to gift subs. You know why? Athos Kronos coming in with another 10 gifted. I think that's like 30 or 40 Kronos. You are a mad person. A lot of people don't know Kronos, new benefactor of the facility. As their name implies, they are Lord of Time and Lord of Generosity. Which means that they usually they like going back in time and giving Sour Patch Kids to ancient peoples and see if they explode. So usually what Kronos does is see if modern candy can kill ancient people. Hey, it's not me. It's just what Kronos does. Kronos is a curious god. Lesser known, but still just as important in the god department. Wait for it. Wait for it. Aaron gifting 5 Membies. A warhead would put down a Neanderthal. I found a lady who's playing the same game and she's a physicist, says Philly3000. Yes, she has reacted to a number of my videos on her channel. Do free memberships get handed out randomly? Actually, it's not technically random. It is random, but the longer you've been, the more streams of mine you watch, the more you interact in the chat, the more likely you are to get gifted. That's what it says. That's what it says. But chat, I'm stalling. Because it's time to talk about some nuclear fusion science. Alberto Alarcon with the Mexican 249 concentrate white beard Kyle. Salud from Mexico. Muchas gracias. Alberto. Thank you so much. Come on. You know, I'll do something just for you, Alberto. I'm going to say, welcome to A Scientist Plays Fallout 4. Whew. Sir, how do you come up with your videos? It's not like roughly a third, but it's stuff that just genuinely interests me. Stuff that I think will do well, even if it's not necessarily the most interesting thing to me in the world. And a third of them are either suggestions from fine people like you, or I'm looking forward about what's coming out in pop culture, etc., and I try to theme videos to that. You should really just become a member. I'm about to be posted with the Australian Navy, and I'll be away for a while, says Joel. Well, Joel, thank you for your service, mate. Appreciate it. From one Australian to another, thank you. You do the job that I would not be able to do, for sure. I miss you so much. I love you, and I'm proud of you, says Aaron Baker. Thanks, Dad. When can we expect a Fission Fusion video? No rush, says Chris Roberts. What do you mean? This is a live stream. Oh, Chris. The fission versus fusion, the most important graph in physics video. Within the next 2 months, probably. I'm actually very far ahead on videos right now. I've never been as far ahead on videos as I am right now. So that's good. But probably in the next 2 months. Time to activate a fission reactor and talk about... fusion reactor, rather. And talk about fusion, chat. So many new membies. Appreciate everyone supporting.
Sounds like those raiders at Libertalia were quite a handful.
It's Libertalia, you moron. For supporting the ingestion of new members. That's a weird way to say it, Kyle. It's my stream. I can say whatever I want.
Ah, there you are.
Yeah.
I cannot express how pleased I am. Our new guest is familiarizing himself.
Are you a fan of board games? I don't really play board games, no.
several inefficiencies in our
I play Magic the Gathering. That's about as close as I get. I play Magic the Gathering at least once a week.
All thanks to you.
Well, being far ahead on videos gives me the flexibility to do more streams like this.
I'm proud to help the Institute. Here's hoping it all pays off.
Are you into tabletop RPG? Arya plays, has started a D&D campaign. And Arya and Chompy are playing Baldur's Gate right now. But not really me.
That they do not interfere with our plans.
Think we can get a channel record science time this stream? Seems appropriate. It's possible. But we'd have to at least double our STs up there. I think we were over 40 on one of these streams.
That's a good idea. Hopefully we can prevent violence and save some lives.
Yes, that is one goal. And if you are to be the new director of the Institute, you should be the one to do it.
So this is basically
some remarks for you to record.
This is basically why I chose the Institute, Chad, is because you become the leader of it, and with all this technology and all this science, I felt, as a player, I genuinely felt that if the game went on, if this was real life, I would steer the Institute in the correct direction. And I didn't get that, just helping synths escape, or just wiping out super mutants and stealing everybody's technology and stuff. That didn't feel as fulfilling as a choice to me. What's it like to have friends, people with friends? Yeah, I know, right?
Once you're finished, we'll broadcast them to the entire Commonwealth. Use the microphone here and follow this script. It's quite simple. I'm sure you'll do fine, Father.
Just do it like Matt Mercer does it. Sit down in front of a microphone and be in all the games.
For years now, you have suspected that the Institute still exists, that we are among you. It is true. But it is not the whole truth. We're here.
It is nothing but the truth.
And we are.
Brian Eland. We are the future.
The future. Our superior technology represents the future of the Commonwealth.
Yeah, a little.
Today, we activate our nuclear reactor.
Yes.
Ensuring that we will persevere long after the world above ground ceases to exist.
You're laying it on a little heavy, buddy.
Ensuring that mankind has a future.
I mean,
we have no desire to interfere in the unimportant details of your...
Ooh, Americans will love if I say this.
Personal freedoms. We simply insist that you do not interfere.
Americans love when you say personal freedoms, Chad.
To do so would result in...
See what I like? When I do a Southern or a South kind of accent, what I like doing is put a little whistle on it. Just put a little whistle in there. I feel like it gives a little something that it wouldn't have otherwise. You know what I mean? I'm actually a member to your Patreon. I'm happy to support you and get you to see your new stuff, says Nora. Well, Nora, in any form of which I see you at places, I appreciate it. Just get a little slight twang to it. Just a little slight twang to it. Just get a little spice on there. Come on. Get a little spice on there, chat. You know what I'm talking about. Kind of speaking up through the front two teeth that a lot of my friends don't have anymore. Woo! You know what I'm talking about, Dale. Come on, Dale. You look like shit, Dale. Who? That guy. That guy likes Kyle Busch. So we give him a hard time. We give him a hard time, but it's fine. It's fine. Anyways, chat, it'll be unnecessary.
Unnecessary difficulties for all parties. Rest easy. Know that the future is...
underground.
Looking bright. And that mankind will thrive under our guidance.
Okay, give my Southern character an X out of 10. Dale! They're gonna write it.
Well, that was...
1 year in the facility, chat. This is Chef Julie.
Now it's time to make
what a year it's been.
Everyone hears it. How would you feel about making a little trip to Diamond City?
Here's to get you to Snake sooner. Says James with the 10. I don't know what that means. That's a 7 out of 10, so it's equal to an Australian accent? What does that even mean? I don't even know what that means, Jay. Woo!
I could use some fresh air.
A quaint phrase. Though I'm afraid the air there is anything but fresh.
It smells
The
like
radio
shit.
station in Diamond City is listened to by many in the Commonwealth.
Oh, right.
If
Yep.
Haupt
I have to,
shoot,
yep.
report back when.
I forgot there's so much legwork in building a nuclear reactor, chat. Ooh, 1 NASCAR out of 10. Boo. 1 NASCAR out of 10. Come on now. 1. Stop turning left, now turn right into the stream. Woo! Sounds a little bit like George Bush. Strategery. The guy who does the radio is genuinely funny. Raise hail, praise Dale. Woo! Come on now. That cannot be true. I need to boost the radio signal chat so that I can get my message of I'm not gonna take you over, I swear, to as many peeps as possible.
Hi. There.
Hey, buddy. Wait. Do I already have the radio equipment?
No wonder it isn't broadcasting at full power.
Oh, it's in here.
Don't break my stuff if you don't mind.
This guy's great. Thing with buttons.
Okay, let's try this.
Thing with wait. Thing with
Hey, I mean
thing with dials.
Maybe this goes here?
Thing with tubes.
In you go.
Hi.
Nailed it.
Hi.
How's your Zoidberg? Not very good. You look like Thor. What? What? Why has no one told me that? Huh. No-ish. Roll Tide. Woo! Come on now. Let's go. Okay. Did I do the thing? Wait. Oh no, I messed it up. No, I did it right. Oh yeah, I messed it up.
Radio station.
Oh right, it's about the colors.
Well, you'll notice there aren't any other ones.
It's about the colors, chat.
So.
My bad. Wait a second. Wait, it's not. Well, now I'm all helter-skelter.
I don't.
Now I'm out helter-skelter, chat. There we go. Okay. I just lost a tooth watching this. Yoo-hoo! Come on now. Technically, Thor's supposed to be a ginger, says Via the Heathen. You want to see something cool? You want to see something cool, chat? 1 second. This that I have in my hands right here is from my Ukrainian friends at Ancient Smithy. This is a screen-accurate replica of Thor's hammer from the new God of War game. It's about 8 to 9 pounds of steel. This thing will literally crush your skull. It is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Gorgeous replica. And it is really heavy. But even cooler, it glows in the dark. Inside of these runes is fluorescent paint, and if you leave it out in the sunlight or you put it under black light for a little bit, or ultraviolet light like you use to cure fingernails, it will glow in the dark. If you want to see an example of that, go to my Instagram. But yeah, this is a beautiful, beautiful hammer from Ancient Smithy. And they sell this. They sell the God of War Leviathan Axe, which you've seen me use in a video. Yeah, highly recommend. Their products are gorgeous. They did send this to me, so full disclosure there. But yeah, Ukrainian made, supports people in Ukraine, their business, and just a kick-ass thing. You hand this to someone, they're like, "Oh, jeez." I'm like, I know, right? I know, right? It's heavy. Back in it. YouTube is the only social media I do. Okay. 1 second. 1 second, chat. Whoop. 1 second, chat. Let me click on myself. There we go. Copy this. I'm giving you a link so you can see it glow in the dark if you want to. Is that right? Yeah, look at this. Look how cool this is, chat. Just look how cool it is. Returned. It's time to talk about fusion science. Let's go. Have you seen Blue-Eyed Samurai? Incredible show, says Butterbot. No, but Arya really loves it, and she wants me to watch it. Thanks for being here, Nora. I hope your head feels better.
Real menace. Glad it's back where it belongs.
He has a name. His name was Pirate Guy.
Your presence here is a great gift, not just to Father, but to all of us.
Calm down, Becky. I can't give you a promotion. Chad, if you click the link and you saw how cool the hammer is, let me know. Dude, that is one of the coolest things I've ever seen. This is Chris Roberts. I know, right? It's pretty sick. They're a bit pricey, truth be told, but it is handcrafted, full weight, screen accurate stuff. So you don't have to do Instagram Mercenary. We'll just pull it up on your phone as a page. Wouldn't it just be a baby elephant's foot? Wait, you mean like this? You mean like this baby elephant's foot? I have many things here at the facility, Chad. Time to build a nuclear reactor. Take all this crap. Is Science Hammer time? Yes. An assembly of riches indeed. Can you crack a coconut open with your hammer? Yeah. It's solid 8 pounds of metal. I could kill a home invader with it, and I plan to. I'm just waiting. Eye wash stations. Full shower stations, as indicated by this creepy sign. Speak to me, Father.
I don't know if you've noticed, but I've increased synth responsiveness by 0.04%.
I was gonna say thank you, and also shave your sideburns. Ew. What's 8 pounds in metric? It's like 3 kilo. 3 or 4 kilo. And the game is frozen. Oh, there we go.
The big city. It's done then? The transmitter has been modified.
I don't know. Who am I? The transmitter's father?
Everything is in place.
I just got I recently graduated, just accepted an offer to become a firmware engineer today, says James. James, I'm proud of you, bro. Good job. Awesome.
It's ready to go when we are.
Good. Once the reactor
I hope your
is
new job
online,
is fulfilling
we'll cut into
and
their
interesting.
broadcast. I'll let you do the honors.
Just imagine the...
My friends, is the moment we've all worked towards. After all your effort, the time has finally come to start our reactor.
We are going to have to talk a lot about this, chat.
Forced to compromise to survive. No more will we need worry about outpacing our resources. My father and I could
Yes.
be more proud of what you have helped us accomplish.
Yes,
And we
us,
look
both of
forward
us.
to achieving
Both of us did
even
this.
greater things in the future.
Stand together.
The Institute is now truly mankind's best hope.
With a
Thank
single nuclear reactor.
all of you.
Okay, chat. Don't go inside there. Okay, chat. Time to talk about fission and fusion. What we have, science time. We have today. It looks like a fusion reactor. That's because it is. If energy can't be created, how does ignition work in fusion? How does the heat become self-sustaining? Steve, I'm getting to it. So, chat, we have fission reactors all over the world. Fission reactors all over the world split uranium. Like uranium-235. They do that by firing at least one neutron at fuel pellets that look like this. And that kicks off a chain reaction in fuel rods that are placed in
Someday our sins
Shut up, Dad!
the Commonwealth.
And that, in fuel rods, placed in a certain way and controlled by cooling water and control rods, that creates a self-sustaining chain reaction that liberates a lot of heat. We use that heat to boil water, and we use that boiling water that turns into steam to turn turbines and get electricity. We have that all over the world. Fusion is different, chat. Science time. Shut up, Dad. Fusion is different. Fusion is 1,000 times more energy dense than fission. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean that the amount of energy liberated per kg of fuel is 1,000 times greater. So when he says, oh, we're not going to have to worry about energy needs for the rest of our lab coat lives, that's kind of what he means. If we created real working fusion reactors, energy would basically be free. Per kilogram of fuel, yes. So that's called energy density, aradi sobaggio. So you see energy density here on this little handy-dandy graphic, where one uranium fuel pellet used in a fission reactor liberates the same energy as 1 ton of coal. So this little thing gives off the same amount of energy when it's all used up as 1,000 kilograms of coal. And fission is already 1 million times more efficient than burning coal, says Grand Obsidian. Exactly. Which means that a fusion reactor is 1 billion times more energy efficient than burning coal. Shut up, Dad.
I hope your time in the Institute has been enjoyable.
I'm trying to get to a... Okay, so fusion really would solve all of our energy problems. Problem is, it's really difficult to get things to fuse together because you have to overcome one of the strongest forces in the universe. Some of the strongest forces in the universe, nuclear strong forces and electromagnetic forces. You're trying to force atoms together, and that takes a lot of energy. But what you're trying to do is force them into a more stable state than they already are. And in becoming more stable, they give off energy to become more stable. Less stable, more energy, more stable, less energy. The difference you can use in a fusion reactor. So, in terms of fusion fuel, science time, you would use light elements because it'll be the easiest to force together. But you also want to get as much of that transition energy as possible. So you want stuff that's heavy the heaviest versions of the lightest stuff. And that's what deuterium and tritium are, which you may know as heavy water, which is just, or heavy hydrogen. It can become heavy water, but it's hydrogen with extra neutrons, either one extra neutron or two, deuterium and tritium. So it takes a lot of energy. So that hydrogen is less stable. That energy is less, those atoms are less stable than helium, the next step across the periodic table, going from 1 to 2. So if you could get hydrogen to fuse into helium, it would become more stable. It would have a higher binding energy, to say it technically, and that to get to that state with a higher binding energy, it has to release the energy difference. That energy difference is liberated in the process of fusing two things together. But it takes a giant kick of energy to get that to happen. Okay? So in both fission and fusion, you need some initial kick of energy to get this transition to happen. It is similar to, you need an extra little kick of energy to get boiling water to go into steam. We call it the enthalpy of fusion, actually. So when you're doing energy calculations for, how much, if you've taken physics, if you're doing energy calculations for how much energy does it take to turn an ice cube into steam, you know that it's not just the temperature and the heat capacity that you need. You do also need the enthalpy of fusion for those states to go from a solid to liquid and liquid to a gas. You need a little bit of a kick. So it's similar to that, where you need this extra kick of energy to get things to fuse or to get things to split. So in fission, you get neutrons to impact these larger nuclei and they split. And in fusion, you have to put them under immense temperature and pressure to get them so close that they can overcome the forces that repel them. And they fuse together, they become more stable. But if you can take the energy that is liberated in doing that, going from less stable to more stable in both cases, then in theory you could get energy out of that. Now that doesn't work if you don't have a difference in those binding energies, that stability. That's why you can only fuse things up into iron, and things can only iron has the highest stability. It has the highest binding energy of any known element. And so that's as far as you can go in terms of getting net energy out of the process. And this will all be explained in a video. I'm still figuring it out how to say it all correctly in a way that makes sense. And I'd show you a graph and you'd see where all this stuff is and you'd see the energy difference and yada, yada, yada. But the point is, in these two different reactions, if there's initial energy to make them happen, it can be energetically productive if you can take away the energy from that transition. So what a fusion reactor seeks to do, as you can see in the middle of your screen, what a fusion reactor seeks to do is have fusion occurring inside of a reactor and then capture the energy liberated from that process. And that's going to be in the form of radiation and heat. And then guess what? Exact same thing that we always do. We use that heat to boil water and then to turn it into steam and then to turn turbines. And that generates electricity. So that's it. That's it. That's all it is. It is like the inverse of fission. So instead of siphoning off the energy that comes from taking a uranium nucleus and splitting it into 2 more stable atoms. They have to let off energy to become more stable. Instead of doing that, we're siphoning off the extra energy that comes from taking 2 less stable hydrogen atoms and forcing them together into 1 more stable helium atom or nucleus. In each step, you're taking the excess energy. And you do that by surrounding it with something that can get hot, like water, or in this case, some of the fusion reactor designs, and you've seen this in the news too, it might just be the walls of this reactor here that get super, super, super hot. And you surround that with water or some other cooling liquid or whatever, and then you use that to turn turbines. That's it. Right now, all the nuclear power that we have, all it is taking spicy rocks to turn water into steam. That's it. Fusion would be a lot harder to do because unlike fissile materials where you kind of just need a little bit of an extra kick in the form of like a neutron, and then you need stuff in the right orientation to continue on this chain reaction. Fusion, though it'd be more efficient, needs much more of a kick, like the temperatures and pressures you find inside of a star. Fun fact, the temperatures and pressures inside of a star, inside of our sun, actually do not explain fusion. It's actually quantum tunneling that explains all the fusion happening in the sun. Let's just take a moment to appreciate how much work goes into being this good of a science communicator, says Via the Heathen. I feel like I'm rambling a little bit, and I'm learning this as I'm speaking it to you. As Richard Feynman said, you know, there's no better way to learn something than to try to teach it. But as I said, I want to make a video about this because the graph that I'm describing, the energy that you can get out on each side of this process, fission and fusion, has been described as the most important graph in physics. And you can make an argument that it is. I'm going to make a video about that. So if it sounds like I don't have everything quite worked out, I don't have great comparisons, that's because I'm still working my way through it. I hope that kind of made some sense, right? It's energetically advantageous to siphon off energy from these reactions if you can get the reactions to happen. Whether that be forcing stuff together or splitting them apart. That's it. Can you explain quantum tunneling? Kind of. So a quantum system, like let's just say a particle that behaves quantum mechanically, it's not like a little ball, a little sphere anymore. In a very real sense, it's more like a probability wave. It's most likely to be in a certain place at a certain time, but there's a probability that it might be in a different place at a different time. This is the wave function that you hear about. So in quantum tunneling, what happens is that, say you put a barrier in front of a particle, and it doesn't have enough classical energy to go through the barrier. Classical energy, like velocity or whatever. Quantum tunneling is that because it's a quantum system, when it approaches the barrier, there is some probability that you will find it on the other side. And though it may be small, there is always a chance that when these two systems interact, it will be found on the other side, even though it doesn't have the energy to go through it. So in the sun, science time, the temperature and pressure at the center of the sun doesn't explain how the fusion is happening. There's not enough classical energy there. What does explain it is that even though the chance is small, there are zillions of particles in the sun, and enough of them quantum tunnel, get around the energy barrier, and fuse together, releasing energy that, science time, thousands of years later reaches us. It takes, 10,000 years? I don't know the exact figure or the average figure, but it takes thousands of years for a single photon at the center of the sun to get out to us. Because it goes randomly. Like a drunkard's walk. It can go forward, back. It's random. So on average, it takes thousands of years to get out of the sun. And then after thousands of years of getting out of the sun, it takes 8 minutes or so to get to you. And then to bounce off your face, give it a little bit of momentum transfer, make your face jiggle a little bit more, and make it a little bit hotter. That's a lot of science times, Jan. Let's
Hello, Father.
activate this bad boy. Okay, wait, actually we can be in here now. So what you're seeing, this looks like a tokamak, and you can look up what that is, but a tokamak is a toroid, a toroidal shape, kind of like a cylinder donut, and around this would be superconducting magnets cooled with helium and whatnot. And those superconducting magnets would be creating a very, very technical, complicated magnetic field to keep fusion fuel, gas, hydrogen gas, heavy hydrogen gas, confined in such a way that it creates the temperatures and pressures needed to fuse. Like, I'm talking like 100 million degrees, something like that, and billions of PSI. But it's only a few grams of gas, but you don't need much because it's so energy efficient. And so inside of that confined plasma, fusion happens, and then the energy that is given off would be captured by these walls, and then you could use that heat to make energy, like we discussed, right? The problem being is that this will degrade the walls over time. They'll be bombarded by radiation and neutrons and whatnot, and it will activate the walls of the device and make it radioactive. So you'll have to deal with that radioactive waste eventually. And science time, that's why you've heard about helium-3 in science fiction. I know we've mentioned this many times on many streams, but helium-3 in fusion doesn't produce neutrons in the same way, so it doesn't have the same activation problem, but it's less efficient. How hot would a fusion reactor get? I don't know. We don't have a working one yet. But the plasma doesn't have a lot of heat energy. So science time, there's a difference between like how hot something is and how much heat energy something holds, right? So like, you can imagine a red-hot bowling ball worth of steel and a red-hot nail. They can be both at the same temperature, but which has more heat energy, right? The giant sphere of steel, right? So the plasma inside a fusion reactor gets really hot, like 100 million degrees, something crazy like that. But it doesn't have a lot of heat energy because it's only a few grams of gas. The heat is from the fusion reactions that you want, I think. The core is like 27 million degrees. I think it's like 15, isn't it? Anyway, chat, like I said before, I'm a lowly civil engineer. I'm not a nuclear expert. I'm not a nuclear physicist. I am but an enthusiast. So if you want to learn more, I probably said things that are incorrect. But if you want to learn more, you can always practice your Google foo. If you want to learn more, there's many more technical, better explanations than I just gave. But I tried to give what I understand, at least. Google says 27 million? Well, butter my butt and call me grandma.
Our advances will in time.
Let me activate this bad boy. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Chat, it does look like this, by the way. Chat, see that? See that blue? See that blue like that? Watch this. Let me see something. Tokamak fusion. I'll show you. 15 million C. Ah, see, I was right. It does look like that, chat. So they definitely 100%, the developers of this game, they 100% looked at the inside of a tokamak, what it looks like, because I think they took like these designs like directly from some of the images I'm looking at. So here's from ITER. 1 second. Let me make sure I got. Whoa. Let's make sure I'm not going to show you something weird here. Okay. Yeet. So they definitely looked at images from real fusion reactors. This is exactly what we're seeing, right? And so that's the sun. So we have the inside of the tokamak. Again, it's like a donut. And around here, this is the confined plasma. Okay. And this is ITER. What degrees does it get to? Yeah, so nearly 1 million times less dense. So it's very, it's not very much gas at all. There we go. There. That's how it works. 80% of the energy produced in this plasma is carried away by neutrons, which heat up the walls of the reactor, transfer to the walls of heat, and that is what you use. This heat will be captured by cooling water and eventually dispersed through cooling towers. The heat will be used to produce steam, turn turbines, create electricity. Fusing atoms together in a controlled way releases nearly 4 million times more energy than a chemical reaction such as the burning of coal, oil, or gas, and 4 more times than nuclear fission. What have I been telling you something wrong the whole time? Chat, I may have to turn in my badge. Might have to turn in my badge. Have I been getting stuff wrong the whole time? This is the chart I was talking about earlier that we will explain in a whole video. A million times, yeah, that's fission. That's not helpful. That's not helpful. Probably don't look for an image, Kyle. Okay. 1 second, chat. I must correct any mistakes. Here's that chart again. You're seeing it. That's why it's so important. Keep seeing it. Let me put in a number here. Let me bias my results here, chat. Individual fission reactions are generally much more energetic than individual ones, but fusion reactions produce far more energy per unit of mass, yes. And fission, which is millions of times more energetic than chemical reactions, yes. That's what I said. But what is the difference between fusion and fission in terms of scale? Chat! What's happening? Where did I get this? If not, Chad, where did I get this figure? No, yeah, no, I know. Just four times? And 4 million times. Well, then where the hell was I getting 1,000? Why did I say that? Potentially, it's in theory. It's in theory 1,000 times higher, says Grand Obsidian, who seems to be very smart in the chat. First time chatter. So I'm right. It's just not I'm theoretically correct, which is the best kind of correct, right? Right? Yeah, show me. Chat, I'm wasting my time. No, I'm not. 3 to 4 times more. What am I? You're releasing 1 unit of energy per reaction in fusion, but the weight is tiny, but you are releasing 3 units of energy per reaction in fission, but the mass is huge. Yeah. You are correct technically. Where did I get that then? Let me see where I'm getting this from. 1,000 times. This seems like they know what they're talking about. I decline all cookies. Who is this? Always check who these people are. Okay, they're an energy company. Who are you? Who are you? Okay, I don't care. Let me see something. When you smash these 2 atoms together in fusion, they release an extra neutron. It's 1,000 times the density energy of traditional fission. Up to at scale could be up to 1,000 times. Okay. Chat, we learned together. So, like we were saying, someone did their homework. This looks exactly like a tokamak, experimental tokamak fusion reactor, right? So, in theory, 1,000 times more. Okay. I
couldn't be more proud of what we've achieved.
So, like, chat, not a lot of things would annoy me more than the idea of I've been spreading misinformation to you. I was telling you incorrect things for a long amount of time. That would be very annoying to me. Check the current status of radiation before entering. Start it up! See, now, you definitely should not have a window. Having a window like this is a break in shielding, right? But look at that. Isn't that cool? That's the plasma. That's the plasma that we're talking about there. That'd be confined by magnetic fields, would be given the conditions to fuse, and then that energy in the form of neutrons flies out of that reaction, hits the walls, deposits that energy as heat. Right now, I am absorbing, science time, if I was absorbing 6 rads right now per second, or whatever it is, that'd be extremely dangerous, as 10 rads per second equals 100 millisieverts per second. And 100 millisieverts is the dose that you would want to get, your maximum dose that you would want to get over an entire year. So if I'm getting 6 rads per second, I'm 60% to my yearly limit of radiation that is safe in 1 second. Oh, get away from it! What do we say, chat? What is TDS? Time distance shielding. That's how we protect ourselves from radiation, chat.
Sean.
Maybe I should become a nuclear engineer, huh? Like, I know a little bit about it already.
It's hard to believe. After all those years of hard work, here we are. We've arrived. Look what you've made possible.
Wait, no. Angel Fuji. See, now you're confusing me again. So fusion is 1,000 times more powerful than fission, which is itself about 1,000 times more powerful than chemical. No. Fusion is 1,000 times more powerful than fission, and fission is 1,000,000 times more energy dense than chemical reactions. I mean, when I went to that nuclear power plant in Illinois, they did say they would hire me. Have you ever gotten radiation sickness? No. God, no. Never been anywhere where that would have been an issue.
I did good work, didn't I?
Yes. Yes, you did. There's more work to be done before the Institute's future is guaranteed. The Directorate has convened a meeting about how to proceed. I'm not going to attend.
Bad information, says Angel. We could actually do, I mean, we could do the math to show, the energy liberation difference. And what you do is you take a fission or to calculate how much energy is liberated from a fission or fusion reaction. What you do is remove my radiation. Is you actually calculate the difference in mass before and afterwards, and you multiply that mass difference or mass defect by c squared, m times c squared, and you get energy, and that will tell you just how much energy you get out per reaction. And you'll find that per reaction, it's the multiple that we talked about, either 1,000 or 1,000,000 or 1,000,000,000, depending on what you're talking about. I've had Grand Obsidian, yeah, I've actually had nightmares where I get, I have to do chemo or get irradiated and I lose my hair. I'm not even kidding. It is a nightmare that I've had. Remember when you said we had a long way to go to beat the science time record? I mean, we're at 38. That was a lot of fission fusion stuff. Do the math! No. Because I don't know the reactions off the top of my head. I know you take the actual difference in mass that you get. So the weird thing about fission and fusion reactions is that when you split a larger atom, the two atoms do not equal in mass the mass that you started out with. And similarly, in fusion, the two atoms that you fuse together, the resultant is not twice as heavy. Slightly less. Where did that energy go? It was liberated to get to a more stable state and given off to go to a higher binding energy. And you get that amount of energy by multiplying the mass difference in those reactions by c squared. E equals mc squared. It's going to be if you want to do it yourself, it'll be probably the only time you ever actually use E equals mc squared yourself to get you an actual number that makes sense. Was 48 the highest? Damn. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to get there. We still have a half hour. What do you want to talk about? I'm so tired from running.
From what I hear, that rogue synth at Libertalia was a real...
What the heck? What
menace. Glad it's back.
What the heck am I carrying? Can energy be converted into mass? Yes. And vice versa. It's called mass energy equivalence, Nathan, where you have in the atoms coming together or being split apart, you literally have a loss of mass in the resultant because there was a loss of energy. So it actually gets lighter. Similarly, science time, you can do an experiment if you have a very, very sensitive, sensitive instruments. You can measure that, for example, hot water with more kinetic energy, is slightly heavier than colder water. Hot water is slightly heavier than colder water because it has more energy, and mass and energy are equivalent. Now I'm second guessing everything that I'm saying. Yes, I'm correct. God, now everything that I remember at all from anything, I'm second guessing myself. But that's what science is all about, Chet. Making sure you're correct. And ice floats. Yes, it does. Ice, science time. Ooh, let's break a record. Ice is, water is one of the only liquids that expands when it freezes. And that's what makes a lot of our ecosystem possible. Having ice float rather than sink. Because usually, when you become more solid, when you go from a liquid to a solid, the atoms get closer together, therefore it gets denser. Therefore, it would sink in the liquid equivalent. But ice does not. Because the bonds actually form in such a way that they get further apart. And they float, and that's why you can have a nice little ice drink. Back to this, that's... You're damn right, I'm back to the Australian accent, Chet. It comes in waves. Much like my ex-wife.
Oh! To welcome you, sir. We're looking forward to working with you.
Allie Fillmore, explain why there's fruit on the ground. Pick it up. Pick it up. I don't want my chairs dirty. Pick it up. Let me take off my helmet so I can speak to you in a way that you will respect me for. What's the science time record? Chat says it was 48. Oh, my head. So does my Tesla weigh more at 100% battery versus 0% battery? Yes. Is water the only liquid that crystallizes when frozen? I don't know.
I'm happy to be here, Dr.
I don't know.
I hope I do the position justice.
I'm sure you will.
Right now, we're all here because it's finally time to stand up for ourselves.
Let's not be dramatic, Justin.
Yeah,
There's
jeez.
nothing dramatic about it. We're in a position to push back, to assert ourselves here. That's what we've talked about all...
I found the answer, but it takes time to get the math. The energy produced is 4 times from the difference between fission and fusion. But the energy to mass ratio is 1,000 times more. So that means, in theory, if you were to get all of the energy, if you were to absorb or otherwise use all of the energy from a perfect mass to energy conversion, but you can't do that. So is all the 4 times in all the... So I'm giving you some homework, Angel Fuji, but is all the places saying 4 times, is that in theory in like a heat engine? Like a fusion, actual fusion reactor, right? Something like that.
along.
I'm still here.
Up to speed? Obviously, there are groups in the Commonwealth that stand in opposition to the Institute's goal.
Grand Obsidian,
With the reactor now
new chatter in
online,
the chat who seems
we have
very
the
smart,
ability to not only
says yes, so I
expand
believe them.
production, but to project power to a much greater degree.
Is 90% energy conversion possible? So, Goofrey, I'm just taking opportunities to buff up my science time. So, in theory, mass to energy conversion and like antimatter annihilation is like 100% conversion. But I think now I'm actually going back to my engineering. I think the Carnot efficiency of even like the best heat engine is like 45%. Chat will have to check me on that. It has been... When did I get out of school? I got my master's degree 11 years ago. So it's been a long time. If you filled an unbreakable box with water and froze it, what would happen? There's no such thing as an unbreakable box. So I reject your reality and substitute my own. Dustin Jeffries, I haven't heard Carnot efficiency in for... I know, dude. It brings you right back to Thermo 101, doesn't it? The efficiency of the Carnot cycle depends on the temperature difference between the heat sink and the cold sink. Yeah, that's right. Damn, I've forgotten everything. Yeah, so yeah, Jonathan is also another smart boy in the chat. If the water is not allowed to expand, then it's not going to freeze. It must undergo that change, right? That's how gas lighters work, says Zerberus in the chat. I didn't know that. Because the butane can't expand in your little plastic. It can't expand in that, even at room temperature. When it very much so wants to become a gas. The plastic keeps it liquid through being inside a pressure vessel. Am I correct, Zerberus? That's why water in a vacuum boils instantly. Exactly! I saw a video about that. If the vessel can withstand the pressure created by the freezing water, the water will stay liquid until you open it, then it will freeze instantly. Awesome! We're learning so much together today, chat. I love it. Random Magic the Gathering question, Sultai or Abzan? I'm a Sultai man. I thought gaslighters work on the piezoelectric effect. No. No. I'm 100% correct? Hell yeah. No, gaslighters, they keep, through pressure alone, they keep butane liquid until you open it up to a lower pressure environment. Then it aerosolizes itself because it wants to become a gas. Because at the temperature and pressure that it is, it becomes a gas, and then once the gas mixes, science time, at a correct stoichiometric ratio of oxygen to the butane, once it's at a correct ratio of gases, then that spark that you're flaking off, that little bit of metal that you're flaking off, and that self-ignites in the air, it's called pyrophoricity, then that spark ignites that correct mixture of butane and oxygen. Aerosolizes fine mist, not gaseous. No, James, I know. It becomes a gas when I'm saying it goes from... Yes. It doesn't sublimate. It evaporates, technically. Electric lighters spark with piezoelectricity. But the normal lighters are ferrocerium. Ferrocerium. I haven't said that word out loud before. Yeah. Blowtorches and grill starters use the piezoelectric effect. Okay, I didn't know that. All this is why water boils when you put it in a vacuum, right? Yes. So what we're talking about is like partial pressures and stuff, right? So the water... So think of what's actually happening, science time. Think of what's actually happening, right? Too much science, more fallout. No! Think of what's actually happening, chat. So water, say in the ocean, it is literally being pressed upon by the entire weight of the atmosphere. That is a pressure, right? Is that how my vape pen works? No. I think your vape pen is literally gas aerosolized, right? There might be a propellant, but that's not the same thing, right? Anyway, so when there's not the weight of the entire atmosphere on the water, when there's nothing to keep it water, if there's zero pressure, it will just evaporate. Right? Water is water because of the temperature and pressure that it's at. Remove that pressure, and it can change phase. How do quartz crystals generate a charge when they're struck? How does piezoelectricity work? I don't know. It's complicated. Vape oil is oil evaporated, hence vape. No, I know. It's vaporization. But that's not what they were asking. What I was asking, I don't know how vape pens work. Is it like butane? I doubt that it is. It's just aerosolized liquid, isn't it? It's a vegetable glycerin heated up. Mostly ends up water, but also vegetable glycerin and gas. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. See, it's not under the pressure in the same way so that it automatically becomes gas if it's released to the atmosphere. It's heated up, and that's what vaporizes it. It boils propylene glycol and vegetable glycerin, says James. See? It's different. That's what I was getting at. It's not like butane. Because then it'd be also pressurized, and you'd feel that. If you put that up to your mouth and you've released it, it would just push into your mouth. And I don't think you want that. I forgot what we were initially talking about, chat. There's no propellant, just a vaporizer that adds needed airflow. Yeah, okay. Yeah. You're heating up a liquid until it becomes a gas. And that natural expansion forces its way out of the pen and into your mouth. Yeah. I forget what we were talking about. Kyle, do you know where their eject reality and substitute my own from Adam Savage actually came from? Says Nobark. Yes, I do! I texted him about it at 2 a.m. and then he made a video about that. I do. We were talking about Fallout 4. Oh yeah, I'm still streaming and playing a game. Nice.
Agree. Where are you going with this? What's the Institute's goal?
Well, the Directorate has agreed that steps must be taken to ensure our safety in the long run.
Like killing the railroad? No problem.
The Directorate has agreed that the Brotherhood of Steel needs to be eliminated.
As the incoming director, we felt it important to...
Chat, I have a feeling that next stream we are going to activate a giant robot to blow up a giant blimp.
To inform you of the decision and get your thoughts on it. So, where do you stand?
Let's annihilate them.
I agree. We hit them hard, before they have time to react to our new position.
Good.
We are now nuclear
Just what I
powered.
wanted to hear.
I have no time for fascists in my universe.
Achieving this goal. We'd like your input on what direction we should take. Do we increase synth production or focus on weapons development?
Let's focus less on the possible sentient slaves thing and make cool laser guns.
I've seen enough to know that weapons are the key to winning wars. Let's focus on weapons development.
As you wish. The advanced systems folks will get to work immediately. Thank you very much for your time, sir. That's all we have for the moment. I believe Father...
Being the director of the Institute is a serious commitment. I hope you understand that.
Time to watch my dad die. In-game.
PT.8 sounded very impressed
In-game.
with your work at Libertalia.
In-game.
Praised lightly.
Oh, wait. He doesn't die yet. I don't think he actually even dies in the game. I don't think you even see him die. He just gets in his little bed. Where are you? I'm running around. Angel Fuji, I had it wrong with the 1,000 times. The mass, the ratio, the energy difference ratio in the fission and fusion reactions is 4.16. So in theory, it's not 1,000? So where are they getting that? Where are they getting it? Where are they getting that? Angel, you gotta do more investigating. And you have roughly 10 minutes. Why? I really, really don't want to have given you false information over many hours. That would be distressing to me.
There you are.
Because we already said something incorrect again. Okay. So it's not the per reaction in theory. Fission versus fusion. Ah! It's causing me cognitive dissonance. I don't like it.
Director, I assume they
Where
made
are
their
you?
intentions known?
Where? Oh, shit!
It was difficult for them to reach the decision.
Do you have any personal space?
Hostility. What about you? You
Grand
agree with that?
Grand Obsidian. Are you a nuclear engineer, Grand Obsidian? 2 mega electron volts per uranium atom. 20 mega electron volts per 1 hydrogen produced at 4 AMU. So where am I Where am I getting the where? So you see we looked up. There is that 1,000 number in there. You're a health physicist. I knew it. You were too smart to not be in the industry. I knew it. So Grand, where am I getting this 1,000 times energy density number? Because I've always heard that and not the 4. Is that atomic mass unit is AMU? I work at Idaho National Lab. Chat, this is the kind of people we attract here. That's why being part of the facility is an amazing thing. A health physicist at Idaho National Lab correcting me live. Well, see, now I want to know why, if I'm wrong, where are these numbers coming from? What?
It's the only way we can ensure the Institute's safety. That makes it the right thing to do.
I'm glad you agree. None what comes next will be easy. That conviction may help keep us all going.
I am the smartest streamer, and this may, in fact, be the smartest chat. It's possible. It's very possible.
The depth of your involvement with them has been called into question. The question is...
how I feel about them?
No, it is important. It's the only thing that matters right now.
Okay, I'll kill my friends. Who cares?
As our primary ground operative and someone who has had previous contact with the railroad, you are in the best position to carry...
I think it's just rounding errors and grandstanding by that company? No. So one company perpetuating this grand misunderstanding that I've had for years?
Doubt. So what I'm getting at...
I don't buy it.
...is this.
I must be shown.
Are you willing to destroy them?
Yeah, sure, whatever.
Good. Good.
Okay, I'll kill my friends. Kill Desdemona. On it.
The railroad has left us with no other option. Remember that.
I will remember that. I will. But there's something much more important that I have to remember. And that is that I have to figure out what the heck I'm wrong about. I must. Hey, look at that. Look at those super chats. We almost made it. Chat, we almost made it. Almost made it to speaking like Solid Snake. You kidding me? That would have been weird. Vision versus fusion energy. Yeah, I'm doing this. Okay, so again, 4 times, that's what we're seeing. Ice cream's so good. Now we have it's over 10 times. It's just 10. Keep in mind that chemical energy like that in fossil fuels is like 10 kilocalorie. So, okay, so fossil fuels is 1,000,000 times less energy dense than nuclear fission. We have that figured out. Okay. That seems to be consistent. DeQuester's Killer Lab. I think they're rounding from 600. I need, like, I've seen this like I've seen this on a chart somewhere. Okay. This also says 10 times. This is 100 times. And this fission is 1,000,000 times more energy dense than this. Okay, so again, we got the million again. Where is this coming from? Where is this number in my head coming from? Deuterium. So this is about 4 times. Again, 4 times. But this is 90 times more than this, which is almost 100. So still not 1,000. Where am I getting this? Damn it! Chat. Where have I been getting this from all my life? I swear to God, I've seen this in like a legit chart. Yeah, this is how we're spending our evenings. Do you not spend your evenings like this? Because I do. Because I do, chat. Chat, am I more handsome or less handsome than that fake me? Have I been wrong my whole life? Where have I gotten this? I know we already searched for this, but where have I gotten this lie? If it is a lie. You're more red than the fake you. Thanks, Zerberus. It's called color correction. Crap. Where is this coming from? Where's that coming from? Where is that coming from? Okay, this is a textbook website. Kids are taught this thing. There. Okay, see? Right here. Yes, 2 billion. Yes, and approximately 2,000 times greater than the amount that's produced in the uranium transmutation that is shown above. It's right here. It's in a textbook. It's in a textbook, chat. It's in a textbook, chat. Oh, dang it. I can't pick his nose. It's in a textbook. That's where I'm getting it. Textbook's not always right. Yeah, I know, but I'm trying to determine whether or not I just made this up in my head. Oh, everyone was doing uranium-238, not 235? Well, chat, uranium-235 is what we use in nuclear reactors. Right? 238 is nuclear bombs, right? Yeah. Chat, did you use the wrong... Chat, did you use the wrong element? Chat, were you using the wrong element? Isotope, yes, I know, you nerds. Oh, no, yeah, okay, yeah. So this is the natural form, or most of the natural form. So what are we using in... 235 is in... 235 is in... Well, yeah, well, no, chat, we're talking about the application. The common application in fission and fusion, right? Nuclear fuel and bombs use U-235. And the natural, most of uranium is 238. That's why I have to enrich it, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Radiation shielding, yeah. But it's U-235, right? The enriched form? More fizzle form? Okay. Yes. U-238 is in fission fuel because it's more present. So 20 mega electron volts for 4 AMU equals 5 mega electron volts per AMU, versus 2 per 230. Oh, so in fusion, you have the release of 20 mega. There's no such thing as mega electron volts, although there should be. Yeah, uranium fuel is like 3 to 5% enrichment, something like that. Science time. So, yeah, 20 mega electron volts liberated in the fusion process for the 4 atomic mass units. That's 5 per AMU versus 2 for the 235 in the uranium AMU, which is 0.008. Divide 5 by 0.008, it's 625, round up, it's about 1,000. No one's gonna say 625, they're gonna say 1,000, right? Megan EV Tidium. How many megan electrons is that? Chat, shut up. Sometimes you say megan electrons, all right? So what did we learn today, chat? We actually learned a source of misinformation on my part. It very much depends. Yes, go Pack Go, of course. I really want the Packers to beat the 49ers. But yeah, we learned a lot today, right? What kind of uranium is used in nuclear weapons and nuclear reactors? That's U-235. It has to be enriched from U-238, which is 99% of what's in the ground when you dig it out. Per reaction, the mass defect multiplied by C squared, you get roughly 1/600th of what you would get out of a fusion reaction per reaction. You round that up to 1,000, gives you about 1,000. That means fusion being roughly 1,000, not roughly, but 1,000 times more energy dense, which makes it 1 billion times more energy dense than chemical reactions. Chat, we learned so much today. That's 47 science times, which actually puts us up at a grand total of 304 science times on this series. Chat, if you have learned something today, if you have taught me something today, either or, especially new chatter, health physicist Grand Obsidian, spam your favorite emoji of me. It's not rounding, it's the 95% non-energetic mass. What do you mean? Damn it. What do you mean? What do you mean, Grand? I'm not a professional like you. I don't understand things. %. You're gonna have to explain it to me. This would tie us. If you can teach me one more thing, this would tie us with the most science times ever. 5%. Oh. Because there's only 5% of U-235 in the fuel. But that wouldn't matter on a per reaction basis, right? What am I missing? This is why I have to do a whole episode on it, chat, because I hate not understanding things. Chat, if you have learned or you have done learning to me, no, but it's a matter of how much fuel you load in your reactor. %95 of the energy doesn't get turned into another reaction. What? I don't get it. It's okay. Sometimes you don't get stuff. Chat, I hope you have been having a wonderful stream. You don't use all of it up. I know, but if you put 1 kilogram of fuel into a fission reactor and 1 kilogram of fuel into a fusion reactor, 100% of the hydrogen can be used, but only 5% of the uranium, because that is the amount of enrichment to 235. Okay, so that is why it's 1,000 times more, because it's 20 times more than it's 20 times more energy than the per reaction basis. No, that's not right. Chat, so many gifted subs today. Thank you to everyone who gifted subs today. Thank you to everyone who donated to get me to speak in Australian, all of that, chat. If you haven't seen the latest episode of the facility, our last episode from Fukushima, please go watch it. It's not doing very well. So make it go make it do well. Subscribe here, become a gamer member here. Join us in the Discord at patreon.com/Kyle Hill. Wait. Oh, wait. I think I got it. I'm not overheating. I'm not red. Watch, I'm not this red. Watch this. See? That's without color correction, chat. I'm not red. All right. It's color correction. Okay, so chat, I think I get it. See? I think I get it. The per reaction basis is 4 times ish the energy difference, but inside a fusion reactor or in a fusion process, because you can use 20 times more of the fuel, that's how you can liberate 1,000 times more energy per kilogram. Is that true? Well, it's not 20 times, or is it 20 times more? But am I on the right track? Something like that? Yes. Okay. So inside of a fusion and fission, yes. So in theory, inside of a theoretical reactor. You can use so much more of the fuel, even though it's only 4 times. Yeah, I'm calling 49 science times there. Even though it's only 4 times per energy per reaction, more energy dense or more energetic, you would use in theory so much more fuel in a reactor that it releases that 3 orders of magnitude more energy in theory per kilogram. That's the important part, because it's normalized per kilogram, because you'd have even more fusion fuel per kilogram because it weighs so much less. I think I get it. I think so. Not like, so it's not like it's a theory versus practice thing. Grand Obsidian, health physicist, is confirming that I'm correct, which means I'm confirming that we're at the end of today's stream. Chat, we learned so much. I learned so much. I know so much. I can't spew the 1,000 number anymore without being very technical about it. Corpse Kyle looks better than Tomato Kyle. I don't look like a corpse right now, chat. Holy shit, have you seen a person before? Anyway, chat, no matter where I see you next time, inside the facility, at the next gaming stream, the next short, the next main channel video, which is going to be about the biggest scientific fraud in the history of science. No matter where I see you next time. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, night, evening, whatever it is. I will see you very soon. I'll see all you members back inside the facility Discord in just a moment. To everyone else, remember, be nice to each other, because this is all we got. And there's so much learning to do.